Mic check 1, 2.
Papa, my
Shh. Hotep Senuhena Senut E Tiren Isha Kanukukemet. I hope you're doing well. The title of this last stream is Sanada is the biggest. Sanada is the biggest protector of molesters, scammers, and predators. Oh yes. And we have the proof, we have the documentation. A city long me rejoicing. Now check this out. If, as he claims, Enki sent him money after Enki called him a pedophile, that shows that Sanada is so wicked that he will still accept money and get somebody on his panel after that person publicly called him a pedophile. Is in here laughing like he wants something. He only shows to the world that money will make it right with him. Being accused of being a pedophile is one of the worst accusations that can be made against a man. And this dude accepts money and gets the dude on the panel. He's laughing like a sucker, but he's been saying that he's cool with Enki. He said it so many times. He's butthurt because he realized that he was not so cool with Enki. Enki was not so cool with him. You understand what I'm saying? Now, this title is no cap. The evidence is there. The proof and evidence is there. So we're gonna start by the worst admission that Saneda made. He publicly said that there's some fresh reports of molestation that he's waiting to pull out. So he knows that he's still protecting in 2023, after all these years that he's protected rapists, child molesters, scammers, and predators, he is still protecting some.
After this whole polite case go on, and when this shit is over with, I want to see all you niggas. Listen to me good, y'all. Rob on, Garfield, all y'all know who I'm talking about. I want to see all you niggas, because I'm gonna be pulling up some reports of molestation in Harlem, in the Bronx, some fresh ones that just went on. I want to see y'all stand up and fight.
Who said it? Filthy Frankie said it. Filthy Frankie said it. He said it himself. He is still protecting from child molesters. Here you can see how he had his come up. Bootlegging people. Bootlegging people.
Another joint. Hold this up right here. Another joint right here. By Oswald Quake, Freemasonry. The origin of Freemasonry. Now look at me right quick. I think Oswald crazy. This message is for you. Oswald don't like nobody getting his information out. But this is not this Negro information in the street. This right here belongs to all of us, man. We are Oswald crazy. Stop calling me, asking me if I'm selling your tape. Hell no, I ain't selling your tape. Whenever you go.
He's showing the DVD himself. And he says, stop calling me. Addressing Ashford Kwesi, he says, stop calling me. Asking me if I'm sending your tape. Hell no, I ain't sending your tape. And he's holding the tape in his hand. He took it from the stand. That's how he got his come up. That's how people knew about him. Because he was bootlegging people's material. Stealing from them. That's a form of scamming. Bootlegging is a form of scamming. Bootlegging is a form of scamming. That's how he was known. That's how he came up. Just like his homie Garfield Reed. Garfield Reed has been his homie for years. Filthy Frankie has admitted himself that there were so many people complaining about being scammed by Garfield that he told Garfield that he would stop advertising Garfield's services, even though Garfield was paying him $300 every 2 weeks, $600 per month. Frankie said it. I played it already. And he was still cool with Garfield. He knew Garfield was a scammer. There was so much complaints of scamming that Filthy Frankie, who is very money hungry, as you can see, somebody can call him a pedophile, he will still get the person on his panel. And speaking on that, have you heard Frankie denying having a relationship with Nikki? I haven't. And he is a pathological liar. He is a serial liar. He lies. I don't even know if he can spend a day without lying. Because he tricked his own audience, who is dumb as F, by saying, let me call Nikki. Then he played a pre-recorded message. And then he goes, okay, that's enough. When you talk to somebody in the phone, do you go, okay, that's enough. I'm not gonna let them, I'm not gonna give them too much. Now, when he told the girl that is allegedly Nikki on that pre-recorded phone call, we don't even know if he told the girl he was recording. When he said, well, and he said, or Ben said, Ben Diesel, that we were having that when he told the girl Nikki that Ben said that they were having sex when she was 15 and he was 33. What did she say? He wants to be famous. She did not deny it. He did not deny it. She did not deny it. What was the age that he said Nikki was when she wrote him in prison? I showed the screen capture. Filthy Frankie himself said that she was 13 years old. Has he explained how come a 13-year-old girl was writing to him when he was in prison and she's not related to him? Because it's going to be too difficult for him to say, oh, that's my cousin. Because that would be incest. So how come a girl who's 13 years old writes to him when he was in prison and they are not related? He's not her brother. He's not her uncle. He's not her cousin. He's not her father-in-law. So let me see who's in the place to be before I continue. Andrea Burnett is in the place to be. And for those who don't know, only the supporters can post in the chat. Here's the link. I will share the link to get on the panel after. But to post in the chat, you need to be a supporter. It's $3 per month. That is $36 per year. If you ain't got it, it's cool. You can still watch. Don is in the place to be. VB is in the place to be. What did he write? He's saying hello to the haters. He was shocking and talking this change out live. Now, who else said that he sold their DVDs without paying them? Sarah didn't say it.
You a slick nigga, selling all my DVDs over the years. How much money you made off of me, Sonetta?
But this is
You see? Sanada himself was scamming. That's why he's always been cool with scammers. Now, even when it comes to his help, he likes to challenge people. Just like he told people that I contacted him and told him that I wanted to make money with the Metal Nature class. Remember, I played it. I played it. He was acting like, oh, I have the email. You want me to show the email? I insulted that punk, Filthy Frankie Sanera. And I told him, I'm giving you authorization to share the email. As a matter of fact, I'm giving you authorization to share all the emails I sent to you. Why? He didn't deal with that because he knows I have the emails. And I can crush his lies real easy. But that's something he tried. Because I have the video that he removed, and you can see that he said that the part 2 of the Metal Nature class that I did about 6, 7, maybe 8 months ago, the part 2 will be pay-per-view, and I inquired about that. I asked him how is the money going to be split. He didn't like that because he's used, and I didn't know then, he's used to people paying to the presentation, like Chief X said. I shared that already. Chief X said that publicly. Chief X said that publicly. But he was trying to act like I was asking him, yeah, I want to make money and all that. He proposed, and I inquired about it. So he's been lying. It's so easy to show how he lies. Only his dumb followers cannot tell when he's lying. Because I heard he had a debate with Ali Muhammad who showed a fake PhD degree, a fake doctorate degree with a spelling mistake on it. It didn't stop him from having the guy on his panel. And apparently that guy is talking about there's a new continent now. There's a new continent now. But it's okay. Vas-y, va, tiens. Tiens. Tiens, Méro. Now, so even when it comes to his health, he's like, you can't prove that I went to hospitals and they told me I have AIDS. And then we have him on tape saying that he went to 4 different hospitals and they told him he had AIDS. That's not me who said. I'm not accusing him of anything. That's what he said.
You ain't got no proof, nigga, that I went to the hospital and they all told me I had AIDS. I went to like 4 hospitals, and the hospitals was telling me that I had AIDS. AIDS.
Now, when it comes to the writings of Kemet, that dude with the Kemetic name who claims to be Kemetic, what did he say about it? He's a fraud. He's a fraud. Because I've yet to meet a single Kemetic person, a single follower of Kemet. A single follower. You notice he doesn't talk about Ma'at. That's too big of a word for him to say. You see? How many times has he said, I'm Kemet? Have you ever heard somebody say, I'm Mecca, I'm Saudi Arabia? Now, listen to him.
Shaka. I don't give a fuck what Ramesses said. I'm Sarnetta. Ramesses was just another man, bro. I don't worship them motherfuckers. I don't give a fuck what Ramesses said. I don't give a fuck what Akhenaten said.
Now, he likes to say peace and black power. He likes to claim to be a student of Khalid Abdul Muhammad. But yet on his own panel, he allows people to say that they hate Africans. He's the proof. I'm not making it up.
As a people, I hate Africans because of what they did to my people.
That does not bother him. He has a Butler Reggie, the beggar, the pseudo who said that Heru is Greek and that Ma'at is a bird. Butler Reggie also has been hating on Kemetic people, followers of Kemet, followers of Ma'at. Just ask the Butler, because he hates Kemetic people so much. Ask him about that debate that just went on with a pseudo dude to show the fake PhD degree and talked about there's a new continent that people didn't know about. Ask him who he thinks won the debate, just so you can see how much of a sucker Butler Reggie is. And we've seen Butler Reggie's student, Pum Pum Smash, who went out of his way to the court. The video he flagged is back. And he's a serial liar too. Busted. Listen to his sentiment towards Kemet, towards the Kemetics.
I don't believe in old Egyptian gods. I don't believe in that stuff. I wasn't even taught that bullshit, right? I'm the one who bangs against the Kemetics. I bang against them and they can't get through me because the gods that they worship, right, were born from another group of thinking, right? So you can't come with me with no goddamn Heru or no other that bullshit. Show it to me in the primary, show it to me in writing, show it to me in the period. You're making the bullshit up.
Now check this out. Now it gets even more interesting. There's a girl who was molested by an ISUPK member. Chris MVP Harris said publicly that it is a cousin of Captain Tazaya. And here's Anetta. After defending the dude, he must have been in a bad mood with Tazariak, just like when he made a video going at Tazariak and Tory and Garfield and a few other people. Right? He must have been in a bad mood in bad terms. So he challenged Tazariak about that ISUPK member that he's being financially supported. But when I had to weigh in, see, every time you criticize a child molester, Sanetta has his period. He has his menses. And it's funny because he's been accused of being a pedophile by Enki and others. And he still hasn't denied being in a relationship with Nikki from Harlem, right? So maybe that's why he has so much love and affinity towards the convicted rapist that he had on his panel for many years. So it was only his feelings. Remember, they used to call that gossiping then. One of his moderator came on my panel saying, no, it's not gossiping. We need to address that. Gorilla Hebrew himself said that we need to address that. But now he's showing to the world that he knows and he knew about the ISUPK member who went to prison for molesting a girl. He knew that Tazariak has been sending him money. And they still don't tell us how old the girl was. Because the girl was most likely so young that you will feel like throwing up. You will feel sick to your stomach. So while Sanetta is behaving like a sucker, ask him, how old was the girl? You knew. How old was she when she was molested by that ISUPK member? Because they won't be able to put up that statutory rape. He was 17, she was 15. Because his audience don't know how to read. On the court summary, the 6 charges that the dude was found guilty of, I'm talking about TMH, statutory rape is written, corrupting minor is written, but for strange reason, they cannot read that rape is written and that involuntary deviant sexual intercourse is written as well. I mean, those are the people who will raise black folks. They have a court summary in their face, and you see the dude was guilty of rape and involuntary deviant sexual intercourse and aggravated assault and statutory rape and corrupting minor, but they're still trying to make excuses. Sanetta is on tape, and I played it saying that it was a consensual relationship. The TMH dude said he never touched the girl. They cannot even get their lives together. So here, he confronted Tazariak. So he has been protecting child molesters for years. Every time somebody talked about child molesters and rapists, Sanetta was not happy. How many people, you see all the names that he has for me, all the nicknames, all the bad names he has for me. How come you never heard Sanetta saying anything negative about a rapist or a child molester? He tried to act like he condemned Polite, that like he denounced Polite, saying if he's guilty, he should go to jail. That's not denouncing. As a matter of fact, he said he wants to interview the Nature Boy, and we heard Nature Boy saying that he has sex in front of his children while the mother is breastfeeding, and after he has sex, he lets his son touch with his penis. All the deviants in the world, he wants to interview them. He may get Charleston White soon, because that dude was on tape, live, saying that he raped a woman. And recently, I heard he's to some, strange activity, sending his body parts to some dude on tape, admitting that. So he has signed that anew.
Polite, if let's say Polite is innocent, he could be a partial victim. Maybe he broke up with the girl. Who knows, what happened in that instance. But the only true victim is that girl. So I think that's what we need.
And I think that's being a hypocrite, because you have a member of ISUPK who was locked up for child molestation, for rape, or whatever it is, and y'all still support him. Here it is, Polite have not been found guilty. and y'all wouldn't support him. See the double standard?
What
You have
double
a member
standard?
in ISUPK, which y'all support him financially. You put money on his books, but Polite have not been found guilty, and y'all already
This
sitting
how
on
I
him.
know you taking a
That's a
strong.
double standard.
This
there,
how I
brother.
know you take a strong position of Polite's innocence, regardless of waiting till the verdict come, because you keep bringing up the same exact thing. Even though I've explained the position dozens of times, how many times do I have to explain the same exact position? So in that instance, the brother took a lie detector.
Even if you explain it,
could
it still remains the same, though, Captain.
No,
You
but
still support
what
a brother
remains the
found
same?
guilty.
But what remains the same though?
That he was found guilty.
Definitely was found guilty, but he also
Polite
took a,
was not found guilty.
I'm not saying don't support him though.
Right.
Brother, you said if the brother come on my channel, you done.
Wait, wait.
And you know you got me, man. You got me. I said, all right, brother.
That's right. But what is that part? That part is talking about.
He knew. He admitted live on air that he knew. And he did that to defend Polite. He did that to defend Polite. But there's some more. Now, am I lying? It wasn't me saying it. It was Filthy Frankie saying it. And that hurts him. That hurts him. That's why he put my government name on the screen. And he said that he will be putting my picture with my government name and my home address, hoping that some people in France will do something to me. If I die tomorrow, he'll be happy. He and all the child molesters and rapists and predators and scammers that he's defended for all these years will be happy. He knew. He's a child molester defender. He's a child molester protector. He's a rapist defender, a rapist protector. He's a scammer protector, a scammer defender. And we have the proof because he said it. He knew. Now listen to how quick he changed the subject when one of his homie, who's a regular caller on his panel, he was on his panel just a few days ago. He's been on the panel for I don't know how many months, if not how many years. Listen to how he changes the subject when he hears the guy saying that ICPK teach that you can have sex with a girl as young as 9 years old. So he knew because he's changing the topic. He doesn't want that to be addressed on the air because some people, they do stuff on the low.
I'm gonna tell you why, because I'm an Israelite and Tazariak Israelite, and I think his doctrine is off compared to what we teach it. We both had the same mission, but he's telling the Israelites it's okay to mix race, right? He's telling that they got a doctrine saying that if a child reached a flower, they could be 15 or 9 years old, you can have sex with them.
Okay,
this is what they
man,
teach.
you talk about running.
You heard that? He changed the subject real quick because he knows. He's been knowing. And that's the truth. I don't need to lie.
How about the mighty fucking Hebrew? This nigga went to jail for rape, dog.
Oh, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga,
And that nigga back in the community, like everything good, Hebrews quiet. What about Nazi Yashavel?
Hold on. Let me get this nigga.
Bobby Banger also knew. Brother Unc knew. The God Killer knew as well. Have you ever heard Sanetta insulting Nasi Yashuvel? You know that recently Sanetta said that from now on he's not going to use profanity. That's because the proof is there that he knew those cats well and he knew what they were into. So he realized that he's been insulting all the people who've been against rape, all the people who've been against child molestation, but yet he's not insulting them. So now he'd rather not use profanity anymore. So this way he doesn't have to insult them, because I did bring that up before, that he's not insulting those people who molested children, who raped children. He's not calling their names. And that's the consciousness. Oh my goodness.
Let's not forget the mighty Hebrew nigga, who you get constantly on your channel, who's on all the Hebrews channel. Don't forget the mighty Hebrew, the bald head nigga, been already incarcerated in prison for molesting a young child. He came home and they violated him again because the nigga was trying to fuck with another child.
He said it himself. He knew. He knew. But that same guy who Filthy Frankie Senator said went to prison for molesting a young child and was violated again after he's released from prison for trying to F another young child. That's the guy who slept over at his house.
Everybody, hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute. Right. Time out, everybody. Time out. Let me say this real quick while you getting your pictures up there, brother.
Oh, it's already
first thing I want to let the people know, I love my brother, the Mighty Hebrew. Me and Hebrew, we go through our little beefs and fight, and brothers fight. The Mighty Hebrew knows me personally. I know him. I know his family. He stayed at my house a few times, him, his family, his children. So it's all love there. I just hate.
It's all love there. How much love did he get when the TMS slept at his house? How much love did he get? Have you ever heard Pum Pum Smash Rockwell insulting a rapist, a child molester, or a scammer? He's still defending the scammer Garfield Reed. How many names did he call me? Pum Pum Smash Rockwell said that my daddy is white, which is not true. Pum Pum Smash Rockwell said that I am Jewish, which is not true. Isn't that slandering? Those people are ridiculous. Now, ask Filthy Frankie Sanetta if he didn't say that Shaka Amos is guilty. And then he took down the video. Ask him. Don't let him play you. Now, what did he say about the God of the Bible? Because he's quoting the Bible when it suits him. He doesn't care about the God of the Bible. And those Hebrews who like to be on that panel, they are real suckers. Because that guy disrespects their God. And he's been doing that for a long time.
There's nothing special about you because you following some spook-ass God, some God who we know is narcissistic, who's demonic, who's a goddamn liar, who's bipolar. The God of the Bible is a bipolar motherfucker.
When I was a guest on his panel for the first time, I brought up that sexual misconduct situation. He didn't want to talk about it because he's been protecting the rapists, the child molesters, and the scammers.
You know, the brother Mighty Hebrew, if I'm not mistaken, Garfield said that he was there was some sexual misconduct.
Nah, we don't want to talk about that.
I'm just saying what was stated publicly. Garfield said it publicly, you know.
But then when he came on my panel, I asked again, and then he spoke more freely.
We have those guys who've been convicted for sexual misconduct. Garfield Reed spoke about this. Yourself, you spoke about Nazi, and Garfield Reed said that Hebrew camps are sheltering Nazi. So, and you know, it's sensitive because I know he's your friend, but you know, Mighty Hebrew, several people have said that he was convicted for sexual misconduct, that he went to jail for that. He did. How you gonna?
He did.
Well, oh, well, okay, well, you know, so you'll confirm it, you know. So why?
Yeah, everybody know that he went to jail for that. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? So obviously,
but Hebrews cover up for Hebrews. That's what they do.
All right. So
and they go on everybody's platform, and none of them niggas say a damn thing. But if I talk to Polite on the phone, oh man, how the fuck? So I'm never talking to Polite.
He knew, and he said everybody knew that. I didn't know they knew. Now, even his own man who runs one of his channels, which is not popping at all, you know, the so-called university, Bobby Banger, brother on the God Killer, the former head of the Amun-Ra squad, which has been dead because they've been bug dancing, shucking and jiving. His own man, who was on his panel just earlier, a few hours back, even him said publicly that Sanetta is a charlatan promoter. What a horrible title to have.
I want your audience to hear that there's something called scientific literacy that will protect the Black women from the charlatans, okay, that get them Y'all think y'all talked about it on the last broadcast. Y'all kind of talked about how women support these men. Well,
I'm
they
sorry,
only
the
support
same charlatans
men.
that you roll with, those charlatans, you're coming on my platform
Oh,
to
Sean, that's
tell
not a charlatan.
women
Sean, that's not a
they can
charlatan.
be protected from the same charlatans you roll with.
No, Shawnette is not a charlatan. He's a charlatan promoter. And everybody know I've told him that to his face.
I'm sorry.
So ask Senator, what did you say when Bobby Banger told you that you are a charlatan promoter to your face? Ask him. Now here on my panel, Senator admitting that he was exposing Polite. So when Chris MVP Harris, being a good girl, a good dog, a good female dog, says that Senator cleared that up and said that he was joking, that's not what Senator said.
When I came out, Brother Shaka, and I tried to expose Polite, and I accused Polite of being Dr. York, I exposed him. Guess what happened, Shaka? I came out first. And damn near everybody on YouTube came down on me, banged on me, said I was.
So he knew because he exposed Polite. He said he came out first. He knew about Polite's ways. But then he had Polite on his panel after. So he had a guy on his panel after the guy called him a pedophile publicly. And he knows the guy as well. He said that he knew the guy years back, he even knew the guy's father. So probably Polite gave him some money. And then, all right, hush, hush, we're good now. But does that make sense?
Listen,
okay, can I talk now? Can I talk now?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Sekou didn't say anything pseudo at all. And the people have stated that for years. You know, now, Sanetta, if you don't mind, you said that other people teach that you can have sex with a 9-year-old girl. Like, do you mind telling which other Hebrews or like organization teach that? Because you see, I'm not from New York, you know, so to me it's news. And I'd like to know when I go to New York with my daughter, where I should avoid going. So if you don't mind, Sanetta, which other Hebrews or like organization teach that thing that GMS teach?
Well, there's a lot of Hebrew Israelite groups out there that teach that. I'm not calling out no names or nothing like that. All I'm gonna tell you is that a lot of them teach that, brother. A lot of Hebrew Israelites.
He said there's a lot of Hebrew Israelite group that teach you can have sex with a 9-year-old girl, but he refused to say any names. It would not have been a name of a person, but a group. He knew he's been protecting them. He knew he's been protecting. This is the proof. This is the facts. He's the one who said it. Have you ever heard Butler Reggie criticizing a rapist or a child molester? Have you ever heard Pum Pum Smash criticizing a rapist or a child molester? Bobby Banger is on tape saying, yo, this ninja went to prison for rape. He didn't call him names. And that was in the defense of Polite. How many times Bobby Banger said Polite his boy? Now, Filthy Frankie, you know Polite's going to tell on you, don't you? You know that. Now, let's continue. Listen to the Pump Butler Reggie.
All right, Reggie, are you Kemetic?
No, I'm a descendant of West Africa, and I study ancient Egyptian culture. And
you got it, Reggie. You already nailed it, Reggie. You already nailed it. You got it.
So I am not a member of a cult called the Kemetics.
A cult called the Kemetics. Is Dr. Ben part of a cult? I have Dr. Ben on tape reading from the Meta Nature. Listen to the Pump Butler Reggie saying that the Kemetic kings were crazy. Those would build the pyramids. That Pump Butler Reggie, that hater beggar.
But I don't care. Listen, watch this, y'all. Look at me. I don't care about Egyptian pyramids. I think that they was a little cuckoo. I think they should have built a wall like the Wall of China. I think they would have been smarter to do that instead of building beacons to get attacked over and over again. I think those religious-minded ancient Kemetiu were cuckoo for Cocoa Pops for doing that.
You don't mean that, do you?
Huh?
You don't mean that, do you?
I definitely mean that. You don't know, Shaka? You know who you invited on this channel?
You
Brother
you you
Reggie? Huh?
you're saying you think that the commissions were a bit
Cuckoo
crazy?
for Cocoa Pops for doing that.
No, come on, you can't say that. Can't say that.
Why not?
Can't say that.
I got some time. Hey, look, the late period of
Why
ancient.
would you go? Why would you go that far?
Now you had Butler Reggie on tape saying that he bangs against the Kemetic. Do you have Reggie on tape saying that he bangs against the Hebrews or the Muslims or the Christians? Out of all people, he bangs against the Kemetics. Now, Filthy Frankie, Punk Sam Letter, calls Reggie Dr. Reggie. Does he have a doctorate degree? If he does, where did he get it from? Which institution and what year? We know Reggie doesn't have a doctorate degree. We've seen the picture of Punk Sam Letter, Filthy Frankie, when he's with Khalil Abdul Muhammad and he wrote Dr. Salik Quran. Does Sanada has a doctorate degree? So Sanada had Ali Muhammad who showed a fake PhD degree. That didn't bother him. Just yesterday, for me, well, now it's midnight in New York. So yesterday, for the people in New York who are on EST time, and for me, just a few hours ago, he had to do doing a debate on his panel. And he's been fraudulently calling Butler Reggie a doctor. And even himself, he had the caption doctor for Filthy Frankie. That's been fraudulent. Now here, let's hear Sanada saying that Polite robbed from women and children. And after he said that, he had Polite on his panel.
I know you ain't talking about that girl, huh? The one that ran away from home, who snuck out the room and left her mother because her mother left you. You want me to tell the people why she left you, bitch? I'll tell them when you cut back. I'll tell them when you come back at me. I ain't gonna give up everything. Told you it'd be better to leave me the fuck alone. You're fucking with the wrong one, and you know I'm crazy enough to go the fuck in. I'm not scared of getting beat the fuck down. I'ma still go in, nigga. You better kill me, bitch. You better fucking kill me. Fuck is wrong with you? Ain't nobody scared of you, nigga. Ain't nobody in this world is more grimier, low life, scumbag as you. You done robbed from little babies, motherfucker. You done robbed from women and children, nigga. Fuck is wrong with you? Trying to come back at me, knowing that I got all this shit on you.
The same thing he's accusing Enki of. He did it. He went public and told the world that Polite scammed him of over $10,000. And he said himself that Polite told him, okay, let's tell the people that I'm giving you a donation. And he said, as long as the money is in his pocket, he doesn't give a F. The same thing he's accusing Enki of doing, he did it. He went publicly and accused somebody of being a child molester by labeling him Baby York, Dr. York, and he even said that the guy was a scammer, right? That he robbed from women and babies. And after that, Polite gave him money, and he was cool with Polite, and he had Polite on his platform. And he's been defending Polite until this day. He has not denounced Polite. He has not called Polite any name, and he said he wanted to interview Polite. So whenever he goes out at Enki, and he doesn't go in on himself, Filthy Frankie is just a fraud. Now, what did he say about Polite after he got robbed like a sucker?
So I'm saying this to y'all for the last time, and I'm going to leave it where it stands. Whether Polite is guilty or even if he is found innocent, I'm through with him. I'm done with him. Polite will no longer be on my platform.
Some people say word is bond. My word is my bond. What is Senator? What is Senator's word worth? What is the worth of Senator's word?
I will no longer be fucking with Polite. Polite is on his own. I'm on my own, the house of consciousness. So even if Polite is found guilty or if he is found innocent, Polite will no longer have a place here.
Did I hear right? Polite will no longer have a place here. Polite was there a couple of days ago. Flip-flopping. The Macarena.
And I'm saying it where the people can hear it. So, God damn it, if you see the nigga on my show or around me or doing anything, y'all could blast me.
And we have Senator on tape saying that he was a Polite at the club. Some may say that was after. Fine. After he said what we heard, y'all can blast me if you see Polite here or around me. Polite was on his panel. On the panel and on the phone. On the panel. So Filthy Frankie should apologize to yours truly, Shaka Nuku Kemet from Forever, and just tell the world, if you want, you can say that he forgot that he said that. You should say, I, Filthy Frankie, aka Sanada, would like to apologize to Shaka Nuku Kemet from the YouTube channel My Forever, because I forgot that I told the world that if people see Polite on my platform or if they see Polite around me, they can blast me. He even said that he was Polite on the phone every week. He's on tape saying that. Is that the truth? Am I lying? I'm not lying. Who said it? He said it. Filthy Frankie, Punk Sanada said it. Now, before I share the link so people can get on the panel, here's Polite saying that he hates the Hebrew Israelites. See, he didn't know that Watt 100 was recording him. So he spoke freely.
You wrong. You don't know. Everybody on my circuit, they against the Israelites. We hate the Israelites. We can't stand their doctrine.
Oh my goodness. Here is Senator saying that God is a B, the B word.
The minute they talk about your God, look at what you're doing. Acting like a bitch, losing all your emotion. So another said the God is a bitch. Yes, I said the motherfucker's a bitch. You said that you talk so much about Kemet. I don't give a fuck about that because it's all man-made shit. You don't see me turned up and going crazy and putting your name. Oh, Judah said this. I don't give a fuck.
And finally, regardless of some people's ethnic background, religious background, political affiliations, here is Sanera live on air saying that black people ain't
One thing I can tell you, brother, is black people, we ain't shit, man. Our people ain't shit. Black people ain't shit, bro. We can talk about this white man all day, but nah, man, black people ain't them. We ain't shit, man. Our people is fucked up. This slavery shit, I gotta blame it all on slavery, You hear me? This slavery shit done fucked up our mental, everything, man. We ain't shit as a people. We still trying to live off of what our fucking ancestors did 100 goddamn years ago. We built this. We built America. We built that. Okay, granted, you built all that shit. Now that the white man is not hitting you in the back, nigga, no more to make you build it, here's the question I got for you, What the fuck are we building today? When you ain't being forced to build nothing. What are you building today, What is black people building today?
So anybody who wants to talk smart about me or my peeps, the My Forever team, and the defense senator, they look crazy as a mofo. Did Jabari Osase say anything about that? Did Butler Reggie say anything about that? Did Pum Pum Smash Rockwell say anything about that? Did the Hebrews who like to go on his panel say anything about that? Did the Muslim who go on his panel say anything about that? Did the Christians who go on his panel say anything about that? Did the atheists who go on his panel say anything about that? I've shared the link if you want to get in the panel. Let me see the comments. Now we have Tar. Thank you for becoming a supporter again. He was before, and you know what happened? I had to make my channel private because of the copyright claims coming from Filthy Frankie and his jump off woof woof. I appealed. It's been cleared. Fail after fail. Daggers after daggers. Fail after fail. Same for Pum Pum Smash Rockwell. Copyright claim he made against me. I appealed. It's been cleared. Tonya Tikio cut Bob. Yes. Evil. Yes, they are evil people. PB wrote he's only saying it because someone has dirt on him. Yes, he's so far. You have no ethics or moral. Filthy Frankie Sandler even had Enki on his platform after Enki called him a pedo. He knows Enki has dirt on him. That's why he never called Enki out of his name. He likes to vacillate between clear ethics and morals in his pockets. So let's be clear, the money for him comes over kids, yes? A red nickel, blue quarter. He lied. Yes, he lied. Over and over again, how many times have we shown him lying? People close to Frankie all have lying in common, sadly, indeed. Watch Polite. Tell on all these cats. Think Polite is going to be solid? Watch it. What we're saying is only the tip of the iceberg. Only the tip of the iceberg. Filthy Frankie accepted money and had a guy on his channel after that person called him a pedophile. That's how low the dude is. That's how low the dude is. What is he complaining about? If he gets a person on his panel after the person called him a pedophile, I didn't call him a pedophile. Enki did, and I've been saying this for months. Did Enki apologize publicly for calling him a pedophile? If it's the case, can I say it? That dude is foul. Black people ain't shh. How you defend that? All your House of Consciousness groupies, how do you defend that? Only find Mika. How do you defend that? Wolf Wolf Nepashada, how do you defend that? What's the excuse? Nepal went on Judas Nasty panel and blasted her own husband. And she's back on the panel. Before that, Filthy Frankie Senator accused Nepal of stealing the money. She was back on the panel. VB, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, brother. Feel free. What's on your mind, brother?
Just on my way home, bro.
So it's good. When Frankie talks, we learn. We learn that Frankie accepted money and had the guy who called him a pedophile on his panel. And that's something.
He's the master at the Jedi mind trick. I mean, he's had a little show, and somehow he thinks that's going to distract everyone away from what's really happening.
No, it's not going to deflect. It's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. He has some explaining to do. He has to tell us how old the girl was. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Oh no, you go ahead. What else? What else do you have to do?
No, I was just saying that, you know, the girl who was molested by the ICPK member, who according to Chris and Harris is to Zayak's cousin, Saneda has to tell us how old the girl was. Actually, now remember, Saneda said that he's going to do background checks now before people get on his panel. All right. Well, do the background check on the ICPK member who's found guilty of child molestation because the Zodiac sends him money and tell us how old the girl was. Why do you protect that? Why don't you tell us the age, Sana? Nobody wants to tell us the age. Christian VP Harris doesn't tell us the age. They're hiding something. The girl may have been 9 years old, maybe even younger. How old was the girl? Filthy Frankie. Be a man for once
These
in your
are
life. Go ahead, VP.
these are details they don't require. These are details they don't require. All of those things you mentioned. None of them are interested in those things. What they're interested in is deflection, basically.
Mm-hmm. We have Queen's Throne. I'm honored. Queen's Throne became a supporter. If you don't know Queen's Throne, you have a channel right here. She's been putting in work like I mean, you don't even know what putting work is if you listen to Frankie. Frankie is cool with rapists, child molesters, scammers. But here, where's Queen's Throne TV? She has two channels. Queen's Thrones and Queen's Throne TV. There it is. She's been putting in work. Go ahead, VB.
He's up to the Jedi mind trick. Again, it's just another spin on it. He
Yeah, but
want to
it's so
have a
weak.
spin.
It's
He
so
wants
weak.
people to talk about anything. Yeah, indeed, it
Anything,
should be
anything but
obvious,
his deviant ways.
and anything but any accountability from him.
Yes,
And so he'd rather talk about accountability from anyone else. But the problem is that he's at the center of everyone else and has no
he's at the
accountability.
center. He's at the center. Filthy Frankie Sanetta, tell us how old the girl was. The girl was molested by the ICPK member. How old was she? How old was she? Was she 10, 11, 9, less than 9 years old? What are you going to say? It was a consensual relationship? How old was the dude at the time? Hmm? Speak on that now. Filthy Frankie, speak on that. Sanetta, how old was the girl molested by the ICPK member? You put my name on your screen, my government name. Why don't you tell us the government name of the guy? Why are you protecting him? Filthy Frankie, Polite's going to talk. He's going to talk. Feel VB and everybody else who want to get on the panel, you have the link right there. See, we stand on principle. Even Anki asked him, what's up? I'm waiting. And I appreciate if he addresses that on his channel. Because he goes on people's channels. He has a channel as well. 1 week is long enough. But you're not off the hook, Sanetta. I've proven, Sanetta, that you have been protecting the rapists, the child molesters, the scammers, the predators for years. And you even had the nerve to say that black people ain't My goodness.
Yeah, he's said far more horrible things. I mean, he's comparing himself to Inky, but to be honest, there's almost little comparison because, if you want to talk about ethics or principles, okay, well, he could point out this thing that he pointed out, which is valid. If those things are real, if those messages are real, okay, fine, that's valid. But it doesn't change the fact that all these other things still go no with no answers, from Sa. So it's kind of like a deflection, sadly enough, and it's a huge deflection. Yeah, sorry, I'm on the way. I'm on the way home, bro.
No, it's all good. Actually, I'm about to share your link. You're gonna go live at 1 p.m. EST. Actually, in 12 hours. So
It's just I hate to say it, but it's just more him, more of the same. I mean, there's no accountability, and people don't hold him to account. By the way, people don't hold him to account. People would rather divert and try to find someone somewhere else they can put the blame. But again, we're talking about his own behavior, and what he does because he's at the center. He has the platform. It's like holding a manager responsible for the office or owner of a business responsible for our office. They're
Yes.
responsible for the activities inside that their employees and the public have to come into account encounter. So
True. That's his panel. He
yeah.
decides who gets on his panel. He already spoke about Garfield scamming. Star from the Star Report, as disgusting as he was when he addressed DJ Envy's daughter, he also spoke publicly about Garfield Reed scamming. He knew. And he knew about Polite scamming because he said it himself. He said that he was scammed by Polite himself. Queenstone just addressed Crypto Roots, who said publicly that Polite scammed him. I am not 100% sure, but I think he died of cancer. And probably the situation did not help. If it was indeed cancer, people will confirm.
I don't know. I don't know. I never heard that.
Well, he passed away of some disease anyway. But Sanetta has some explaining to do. How old
I mean,
was
it's
that girl molested?
interesting.
Yes, go ahead, brother.
Now, when he goes on tape, he doesn't do himself any service because it only raises more questions every time he goes on tape. Like he tried to deflect with Inky, but it only raises more questions about him. All his comments, raise new questions about standards and ethics, of his own, you know. Um, so he pointed out that Inky paid him money. Well, you received the money.
He
He
accepted
called
it.
you a pedo, and you accept money from him. Where does
Yes.
that work? On what
Yes.
earth planet is that considered like standing up on your square? He didn't. Say,
And
he
you
could
know
have
what's
said.
funny?
He
Yeah,
could
go
have
ahead. Go
said,
ahead.
"Hey man, hell no! I stand on my square. I don't accept no money from somebody that's going to do me wrong like that." But he didn't. He said, "To hell with that. I'll take the money." I mean, that's his square, and you got to understand that that's his stance on the issue. So, in other words, he could just as well be that, and he would take the money, and that's it. That's all he's called for. In other words, he doesn't take a stand against it, Chaka. So you could call him
Yes.
that all you want. He doesn't take a stance against it. He
Yeah.
whatever he wants to say about Inky, he did not win that money in a court taking a stance against those comments. So where's the stance? So in other words, you're dealing with a person that everyone says he doesn't have to take a stance on anything.
Mm-hmm. And the funny thing is that he said himself that Kali Abdul Muhammad reprimanded him in front of other New Black Panther Party members, and one of them saved him. He said that he was teary-eyed, that I think even said he actually cried, like tears were coming down his eyes, flowing down on his cheek because he accepted money from who? Wasn't it Al Sharpton? So this dude has a track record of accepting money when he's not supposed to. Oh my goodness. I mean,
He's
yeah, go
low,
ahead, bro.
man. He's low. He's low. He's low. And guess what? There's a lot of people out here that it's not popular to defend him anymore. But what they will easily do is deflect from him. That's the
Exactly.
new tactic, the deflector.
Exactly. Deflecting. Yes. Yes. So, how old was the girl molested by the ICPK member? He knew about it. He spoke on it. He wasn't gossiping, was he? He must have got his facts right. Why is he hiding that? Why is he not telling us that? Now, I heard several people say that Tazaya pays him $300 per month. Is that true, Sanetta? Or is it more? You want to speak on that? Why is he paying you $300 a month? For what reason? For what motive? Chief X paid him twice. That's what Chief X said. Senator said that Garfield used to pay him $300 every 2 weeks. That's $600 a month. We know why. So that Garfield could advertise his scamming services. And he put too much heat. And then Sa said, I'm not going to let you advertise that stuff. I mean, that's even when you talk about Polite scamming him, he said that Polite said, okay, let's say to people, I'm giving you a donation. He has a track record of being cool with scammers, rapists, child molesters, predators. And then he has the nerve to try to deflect. If anybody wants to ask him something, if it's one single thing you want to ask him, is how old was the girl molested by the IUCPK member that Tazariak sends money to?
Have you ever heard him ask that question to Zariak? I mean, he says he's a journalist.
Yes, that is reporting the news. Well, why doesn't he report that? He made a whole press conference for Bambaataa, and Bambaataa did not have any case. Then there is one now, a civil case. So if he is reporting the news, why doesn't he cover that? Because that guy was found guilty. Tazariak said it on more than one occasion. So he is protecting again. And we have to hear that because that's like a couple of weeks old. That's not old at all. That's very recent. He said Garfield's name and Rob Bourne's name. As a matter of fact, Judah Nasrallah accused publicly, live on air, Rob Bourne and Garfield of being child molesters. He even said that Sanetta is a child molester. Yes. And his wife was on the panel, and his wife got kicked out, and his wife came back after Judah Nasrallah accused Sanetta of being a child molester. So let's see it again. Look at Sanetta protecting the molesters.
After this whole Polite case go on, and when this shit is over with, I want to see all you niggas. Listen to me good, y'all. Rob Bourne, Garfield, all y'all know who I'm talking about. I want to see all you niggas, cause I'm gonna be pulling up some reports of molestation in Harlem, in the Bronx, some fresh ones that just went on. I want to see y'all stand up and fight. I appreciate y'all standing up and fighting for this case right now.
So, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, if for whatever reason you don't want to ask him how old was the girl molested by the ICPK member, but ask him, why do you wait? Tell us now about those reports of molestation in Harlem and the Bronx. We had a date for the trial. We don't know if Polite was there, but we know now it's September 6th. He doesn't need to wait. We are July 31st today. I'm not going to wait a month and a week or so. He can change his mind and not wait for Polite's trial to be over. He can tell us tonight. Yes. Press him on that. What is that about? Were you gossiping, Sanetta? Were you lying, slandering? Or were you telling the truth? Where's the receipts? Where's the receipts? Sanetta, where's the receipts about this molestation in Harlem and the Bronx? Why did you say Rob Bourne, Garfield? How long you known about that? Stop protecting the rapists, the child molesters, and the scammers. That's all I will have to say. Yes,
but you know the thing about it, if he just came out and said he lied, people would accept it. And
yeah, well, they would accept it, but you know, He has to speak on that. He cannot just come out and say, "Oh, I'm going to put it at this reports of molestation, some fresh one," and then he leaves it there like that. No. He had the smoke for Enki. He had the smoke for me. He had the smoke for VB. He even mentioned Young Heru.
No, but then he would just say it's because they were going in on him that he said it.
Well,
And they would accept that. The same people would accept it, right?
It's still lying. It's still lying. It's still lying. That's what they call slander.
But lying is not bad for his brand, Shaka.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's a
But, you know,
brand.
that's fine. But I just want to know for the record. So, Sanetta, if you want to say that you lie, go ahead and say that you lie. Did you lie, Sanetta? Were you capping? Or are you telling the truth? Because we know you're a pathological liar, but even a pathological liar can tell the truth. I mean, who lies on every single thing that they say? I don't know any person on planet Earth that everything he says is a lie. Some of the things that people say are truthful. So, Sanetta, I see you watching closely. That's good. You're learning from me. You're learning from the best. You cannot behave in a righteous way. So you try to listen to me and try to appear like you have some righteousness somehow, somewhere. Right. That's my question to you. How old was the girl when she was molested by the ISUPK member? And how old was that member? You don't want to tell us his government name? Fine. At least tell us his Hebrew name. But how old was the girl and how old was the dude when the event took place? Another question. Why do you wait? You don't need to wait. Put up this report of molestation in Harlem in the Bronx, French one. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
I have your answer. The moment Tazariak goes against him, that's when Sanetta will know the age of the victim.
Yeah. All of a sudden, oh, well, actually, by the way, I remember now. Just like he remembered Nikki. Because first he was like, who the hell is Nikki? Then he remembered Nikki. So then, I remember now. No, he knows.
Shaka.
He knows.
It's likely he knows already. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know, come on. I mean, if you look at the pattern, he knows everything as soon as you go against him. Then he knows stuff. When you're not going against him, he knows very little.
And yeah, when you're not going against him, he knows very little. Yeah. But check this out. This is a great point that Wild Funk makes. Wild Funk is in the place to be. He wrote all this stuff about fresh new allegations from Harlem with Garfield and Rob Bone connected by Sanetta by name have not been responded by those names. It has not been addressed by those names. It has not been addressed by Garfield and Rob Bone. Why? Why would Rob Bone and Garfield stay quiet? Garfield been crying like a sucker, talking about me. Yeah, you know this guy in France, him talk about me. All right. Julian Nazareth accused Garfield Reed and Rob Bone of being child molesters. Why are they silent? Rob Bone had the nerve to say that I violated him because he called me the B word. I put his comment on the screen and I said, you the B. Fair exchange. Equality. He drew first blood. I responded. But now you have a guy that's calling Rob Bone a child molester. Now Robin doesn't say, oh, he violated me. Garfield don't say, him violated me. Strange. Now here, Wolfgang wrote, and Sa come out with his fresh reports of molestation in Harlem after Garfield tried to separate himself and curse him out. If it was me, I'd ask for proof or an apology. Garfield Reed, why don't you ask for an apology, Sanetta? Garfield said he's going to drive to Harlem and punch Sanetta in the face. That's what he said when they were talking about Polite. When he said that Sanetta was playing game. And Sanetta told Garfield Reed to suck AD. And afterwards, Garfield Garfield spoke with Sanada and said, you told me to suck your D. Sanada said, no, I didn't say suck my D. I said suck a D. Then Garfield was like, all right, no. VB is back. Why is it that Garfield and Rabon don't ask for an apology from Judah Nasra and from Sanera? Strange. Were they telling the truth? We may find out.
And
yes, go ahead.
And how many of the advocates do you hear asking that question?
Oh, that point is great.
We have some people who claim to victims, be the people that say they're victims. Yeah.
We have people who claim to be advocate, people who claim that they have been victims, right? And for a strange reason, for the third time, the stream has been postponed. It looks like some people need backup, or it looks like the stream will never happen because they don't have jack to say. Making insinuation like broken wrist. That person is gay, and I said that the person is gay. How are you going to make fun about somebody and accusing a person of being gay? That's slander, defamation, and lie. But if whoever is an advocate, then why this question is not raised? Because I heard they be kicking it on the phone. But I don't need to say no names. Let them do what they do, man. Let them do what they do, man. F around and found out, man.
It's definitely a distraction away from, regardless, it's a distraction away from that question you asked about Rob Bourne and the rest of this. Who would just be so easily distracted?
Well, it's their world. It's a house of consciousness. Jabari Osase not giving a single care in the world about those children being molested, being raped, and those people being scammed. And he's not the only one. I'm not singling him out. He's not the only one. So be prepared, ladies and gentlemen. Polite will sing like Mariah Carey. He's going to hit them high notes. He's going to sing like Whitney Houston. And those guys are going to be telling on each other. And you're going to realize that it's the top of the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg. We're going to find out why Nepal wanted to call the police, what she was mad about. She must have found out some things that they do. Then you must have
what goes on in Yahweh's house stays in Yahweh's house. I guess.
Well, I don't think it's Yahweh's house because I don't think Yahweh would accept a chick.
Frankie's house.
Yeah, Frankie's house. There it is. I don't think Yahweh would accept a chick that twerks in lingerie, twerks naked, plays with her punani, like it was stated before. Not by me, and I played it. Somebody said that.
But you know what's so ridiculous, man? There's so many things about his last post talking about Inky, which is fair game. Talk about Inky. That's your homeboy. You know him. You have roots with him. You have personal relations with him. You guys know each other. Fine. We get that. But I think it's crazy because when he started reading the stuff, who did he call up on the panel? The woman that was just cursing him out on another panel a week ago, saying that he's abusive, saying that's Nepal, right?
His so-called
Isn't
wife.
that what? Right. So it don't make no sense.
That he accused of stealing money.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It's all, but again, not saying that Inky shouldn't speak out. Of course he should in his own defense, but also just because of the idea that Sonetta tried to cast out there is that, and I'm going to go over this later today. So everybody, come on over.
Yeah,
but the idea,
the link.
Yeah,
it is 1 p.m. EST New York time. VB will go live. You have the link right here. Go ahead, VB.
Yeah, but he put out the idea that because Inky has some questionable behavior, you could say, paid him, or according to the information he brought up.
Enki bought him. Sanada is for sale.
Right.
was like, what is your price? What is the price of your butt? So I never told him his
And
price,
he,
you know, and maybe he didn't
right.
tell him his price. Maybe he said, okay, here it is, and let's see if you sell yourself. So I never sold himself.
Yeah.
And he's
But
here
then
laughing,
he,
like acting proud, but he's just sold himself. Go ahead, B.
yeah, but he's saying that alone answers all the other questions. Case closed. Boom. I didn't do
No,
it. You know.
no case closed. No,
You
no
know.
case closed. No case closed.
Case,
No.
case closed. I'm innocent of all charges. You know what I'm saying? Of all accusations.
He
You know what I'm saying?
knew.
Like,
He knew about those rapists and child molesters. He said it. I played it. He knew that Polite was coming. He said it. I played it.
you know, it's just preposterous, man. It's just preposterous. And he took the money instead of defending his own honor.
Exactly.
That is the most bizarre thing I've ever heard of in my life. I mean, what's worse? What is worse? I don't know. And first of all, I don't even know if any of that stuff he presented is real. And this is why. I'm not. I don't. I'm not. I say people should know. People should want to know. People should find out. People should investigate closely, right? But on just from first sight, hell no, I don't trust any of that shit is real.
Well, we're gonna
I'm not.
find out. You know, Enki
But Inky,
should
Inky
come
was
out
down with them,
and he
right?
should tell his side of the story about this situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
even if those cash apps are true, it just shows that Sameta is okay with receiving money by somebody who publicly called him a pedophile, and Sameta is still cool and associated with people who are molesters, who are scammers, and who are sending money to convicted child molesters.
I mean,
he confronted Tazayak about that. We have him on tape. So
it sounds like that's his answer. You know, see, that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, if you're, and again, we're going to go over this and more later today, right, on my channel, but it almost looks like you can say anything you want about him. It could be any type of charge, but he won't defend himself. He will just take the money.
You just take
it will be the money. And that's what I find very, very strange, because is that the best you could do? Is that the best the community wants of him, expects of anyone else? Is that what the community expects? What if the cop does that? I'm coming to investigate this charge of pedophilia here, and then you just give him a little bribe. Case closed. We don't see nothing here. Nothing. You know. I mean, this is really pathetic, and I think it's a bad look for those people that go to his program. It makes them look retarded. It makes them look retarded. If they accept this kind of logic, it makes them look stupid. Or it makes them look like they are some goddamn deviants themselves. You know, to be honest, or a little slow, maybe a little slow or a lot slow. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but you know, a lot of children have been molested and they were offered presents and money. So you have to wonder, that story that he told, is he leaving out that the girl offered him money or gave him money? Is he leaving that out? What else did he accept to do for money when he was in prison, for example? You have to wonder. I know a guy who spoke publicly. He is a rapper. He's now an actor also, and an author. He has written 2 books. He has a 3rd one coming. And he did it all. All the stuff that rappers talk about, he did it for real. He's well known in the street. He actually spoke about the Bambara situation before Hassan Campbell and B. Stinger on the radio. People were shocked. And later on, and he's in France, but he's been to Chicago. He's been to Germany. He's been to Turkey. All the stuff that the rappers brag about, he did it. And he talked about in prison, some weak ones, they get their booties rented. You have some booty bandits. And he said that some people be like, well, you know what I'm saying? Come but pay me. Now, I'm not making an accusation. I'm just wondering what else he could have done for money. But you see what's funny? He talked about from now on, he's going to do a background check. Well, maybe he wants to know who has some cases so he can use that against them. Maybe he actually wants the people who have some rape, child molestation, scamming, so he can use that as leverage to blackmail them if they don't get out of line. I said maybe. But go ahead, VB.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm back in the crib. Yeah, it's really weird because it almost seemed like the thing that upset him the most was the accusation that somebody had gone at him. So, you know, like people maybe didn't understand his statement. I don't know. I thought what he was saying was that the thing he could be thankful about was that it wasn't a man, it was a lady that got up in him, you know, something to that effect, right? We're gonna play his statement over, right? Mm-hmm. But it seemed like people talking about saying, damn, did Sarnetta say, or Inky, you know, because a lot of people thought like, wow, this guy is saying that a woman got at him like that or some weird way, right? It seemed like he was more upset about that. You know, that was the height. You know, that was where the anger came out.
He was upset about, indeed, he was upset about the idea of people thinking or believing that somebody played with his booty. And that's when he revealed that Enki sent him money, allegedly.
Right.
Enki
but
will
nothing else.
Or deny.
The accusation of a pedophile doesn't hit. It didn't hit him.
He wasn't offended by that. He said, yeah, give the money. So you have to wonder, why did that trigger him off? Why did that trigger him off so much? I mean, we've seen his nails in the video that you played, VB. We've seen his nails, and before we've seen his nails as well. But I'm not making any accusation. You know, we already heard.
I mean, hit dog holler. Hit dog holler. That's the logic.
We already heard somebody close to Chris MVP Harris saying that, you know, if something comes out, then it will not be surprising. It's clear, we understand.
Yo, it's so many weird, it's so much stuff like that, and it's like, and indeed, man. I mean, I'm true. Like, you know, you can. It's one thing to make an accusation. The other thing is how you respond to it.
Yeah.
See, that's your control. How you respond is about how you do things. It's about your character. It's about you. It's about you. It says everything about you. And that's something that can't be confused with the accusation, what it says about the person that makes the accusation. You know, you could examine that on its own. These are two separate things. These are not one thing. You know,
and
so
and you know, brother, go ahead.
And so that's I think that's the part you control. You control how you react, or you control how you accuse. You control you. You don't control anybody else. So in that world, it's just kind of weird. Like, okay, damn. Okay, somebody make this accusation, but I just thought in my mind, I would have cleared it up a little bit differently than he did. I would have just been like, wow, that's interesting that people took it that way. I don't understand why they would take it that way, but I see people will run it with anything. You know, it's interesting because he does show that he knows how to respond in different ways, but that way he didn't choose that type of response. It was like, you know, he seemed a little
offended.
Like, I don't know. He seemed like that was important to him. You know, like it's what people think. What people think, not what people do, because we don't know. Nobody fucking know. Oh, he's the only one that know. I mean, how could he's the one making the confessional? You know, it's so weird. You know, how will we know? We don't. We only know what he's saying, and then we don't even know that because he's a liar too. At the same time, so you know. But he seemed to just that one thing, you know. It's just weird, man. But anyway.
But you know what's interesting is that even if himself, Filthy Frankie Sarnetta, the punk, was accused of being a pedophile several times by Enki, and he still had Enki on his panel after the accusation. What if it's other people? For him, he didn't care. For a little bit of change, he didn't mind having the same dude who accused him. So what if it's other people? Would he care? If other people are accused or convicted or charged, would he care? He didn't even care about himself. So, I don't want to make this too long. It's been an hour and 25 minutes, so I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to wrap this up.
Yeah, we're going to take our time later on, and we're going to take our time over on my channel later.
Yeah, and I'm going to share the link now.
hours.
I'm going to share the link now again. Hold on. I'm going to share the link now again. So, ladies and gentlemen, tune in on V Bennett's platform. I'm giving you the link. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Here it is. That's in the chat. That's the title. Breakdown of Saneto's response to Enki. I see some odd holes.
Yeah, that's that's I'm making a little, some odd hole. Anyway, this
is a wordplay.
It's just a joke. It's a joke.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh my God.
I was trying to tell you that the link is in your email. See, what happened was Enki had went live and he showed some images of the fight or video, and it was banned on YouTube, but not on Facebook. So the timestamp is 2 hours and 58 minutes where him and Ben have an interaction, a back and forth, and you can kind of hear him and Ben. Yeah.
Ben Diesel.
Yeah, because Sanetta had, I guess, I didn't even go and watch really a lot of the crap or whatever, but Ben and Enki had, did a phone call. So about like the first, I say 13-ish minutes or whatever, I'm trying to upload it right now. And then I was trying to put the link in here, but you were talking about leaving. And I already sent you guys the video link for Facebook so you can see the whole thing. And that's legit what happened, because when I went to go click on the video that Enki did earlier, the YouTube version, it said that it was blocked because of copyright, because of something about the fight. So I let him know that, and he's trying to, like, he ain't never really disputed, or not dispute, but like tried to edit out portions or whatever. I just told him to mute it, but he's trying. There was like 2 portions that came up, so each time that you do it, you have to it renders the video, and then you have to, if there's another portion or another one, you have to go and do it all over again. You can only do one at a time. So that's what I was trying to tell y'all in the chat, that he did respond. It's up. I talked to him and everything like that. And he did respond to a lot of the things. Now, he will be on my channel later on this week, but we're going to stay focused on what we talking about on my panel, on my channel, because first of all, I got Tar. I just edited a video that he had did with some knowledge and stuff. And I'm not going to let Sanetta distract me, because Sanetta already did this to me before, where he said I asked him what his peen is like. I would never even look at Saw in that manner.
Yeah,
and he never could show receipt.
Yeah, he's a great liar. But so, I'm looking forward to hear, because
why don't you run it, Shaka? Why don't you run it?
Honestly, I don't feel like it. I don't make this stream too long. Because what I want to know, I looked at the date when Enki called Saul pedophile.
He responds to that, though. That's what I'm saying. If you want the response, you ask for the response, right?
Yeah.
She's saying he responded to that.
I'm trying to tell you that the response is in there. He responded to a lot of what was said.
Okay, well, you know what? Well, let's go then.
I mean, it's only really...
in all fairness, let's just run it. You know what I mean? Because if he responded, he responded.
Yeah, then they have a debate, like...
Yeah, you want to tell me the timestamp, please, sister, again?
It's 2 hours and 58 minutes. But
Okay, let's go.
about like 12 minutes in, they start, the conversation kind of starts veering towards like the fight, the conversation about the fight, the boxing fight or whatever. So that's what I'm saying. You don't even have to play the whole thing.
Yeah, okay. Well, here is 2 hours 58 minutes, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna share the link on the Facebook so everybody have it. That's a Facebook link here in the chat. And
It's right after this.
That got nothing.
Demonstrate.
There you go.
Yo, what's up?
What's going on, God?
Ain't much. You seen your man went live with you yesterday, right?
I'm live now. I didn't see it, but I heard about it. I don't watch this shit.
Yeah. It's showing text messages about
I know Queen's Throne said I dissed her on a message.
That's what he said. He ain't showed nothing.
Oh, well, I had a time period where I was upset with Queen's Throne, but you know, we talked and we squashed our shit. So
he's some shit. He told you said Ben is in his emotions and some shit. Listen, homie, that got nothing to do.
No, I didn't say wait. I didn't say Ben is in his emotions.
Ben is in his feelings.
What I said is that Ben's feelings is not totally his feelings, because me and him had conversation on the phone. I know what he did. I didn't see the video, but I know what he did. I like to send text messages. Listen, I like to send text. I don't really got time to. I talk to maybe a handful of people on the phone. I send mostly text. So what he did was he showed probably just my responses to him without his side of the conversations. You know what I'm saying? So what happened was, remember, me and you had our little fake falling out for 5 minutes, and I was mad. I didn't feel like you were supporting the documentary. And so what Sarnetta said was, if you come on my platform, you know Ben ain't gonna fuck with you. I was like, I don't give a fuck if Ben don't, support me promoting the documentary.
Yo, let me tell you something. This is how real men get down, B. To where if it wasn't mentioned right there on the spot, why are you mentioning it now? I'm talking about Sarnetta. You know what I mean? That's bitch shit. So what if you had a conversation about that? It's like that's how embarrassed Melchizedek was.
Hold on. Remember, I said we live.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Listen.
But we all know that Sarnetta records conversations and then plays niggas shit without letting them know.
He did what he did to Melchizedek was record that conversation. Mel said whatever he said to appease him, and he recorded that and played it back. Now, I had a whole different relationship with Melchizedek. He was kind of like a mentor. I got a million and one lessons that I can recite that Melchizedek has taught us, starting with avoid the successful confrontation. You know what I mean? Like when you out here, another lesson.
Avoid the successful confrontation. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, most people are out here that are miserable and doing what they doing, causing all this confusion. The one thing they're looking to get into with you, the righteous, the positive, the productive, is a successful confrontation for the negative. You know what I mean? Not a positive, successful confrontation, a negative, successful confrontation. To where we go back and forth calling each other's name, airing out businesses. You know what I mean? Now you're in the successful.
But you know what's crazy? This is how insane people are. They hitting me up like, Sarnetta exposed you because you sent him money. I'm like, but are y'all not seeing that he's exposing himself because he stole the money? Listen, I paid him so that he could play the documentary for his audience, because here's the thing. A lot of people don't know this or pay attention to this, but it's just regular statistics. 3/5 of Sarnetta's audience because he caters to a certain market. So a lot of his audience is like black men over 50 years old. 3/5 of his audience has diabetes real bad. Unc got diabetes real bad. Everybody in Unc household is on they spend a lot of money every month on diabetes medication.
Now, so far, he admitted that he sent money to Sa. And my issue is the timeline. My issue is that when we look at the dates, he sent money to Sa after he called Sa a pedophile, after he said we need to boycott his page. The ninja's a pedophile. But let's
If you
continue.
listen, he talks about it.
Yeah. Oh, I will play the rest, definitely. Thank you, sis.
So there's a point where it's more important for me to speak to his audience than deal with his bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So
people is the cause for the people. If you're convicted and committed to helping the people, then you're going to do whatever it takes.
And I wonder if he showed the message. Wait, I wonder if he showed the message where I said, I gotta stop fucking with you because you still supporting Polite.
He showed some shit up there, but here's the thing. Here's what I'm getting at. All of that shit is a major deflection.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's a major deflection from the case at hand. The case at hand is your men, your right-hand man that you got on your platform that you promoting, that you calling the King Kong and the Floyd Mayweather and all this other shit of consciousness and Egyptology, was in a hotel room with a 12, 13-year-old girl giving her alcohol and drugs, man. And with his DNA found on the girl.
Those is all super facts.
So all this other stuff you talking about, nobody cares about that. I don't give a fuck what Inky said about me a year ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago. But I will be concerned if Inky is running around here playing with little kids. I care about that.
Wait, but listen, he don't have no audio of me saying that a woman put something in my anus.
Yeah, he tried to clarify that, man. Yo, listen, the brother is bad news, man.
Now listen, I owe you 1,000 apologies for that. Because you told me and warned me time and time again about him. But let me tell you, we had a phone conversation. And I guess this is when he was in one of his, reforming modes. And he was like, yo, I'm not fucking with Polite again, blah, blah, blah. I need your help. I want to get back to the real information and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I bet I'm with it. I got somebody that'll do a positive story on you. You just got to not do that again. Like everything is a go. You just can't go back to that. And people see me over there. I did a few videos to promote Nepal. I did a debate with Q Butter over there. And that was the final straw because on that debate with Q Butter, not only was he doing some stuff to manipulate the audience, but then he allowed Polite to call in and was promoting Polite. I said, bro, what the? After the fact. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, I thought we already. This is why. So this is how that situation ended. You know what I'm saying? And then he stole the money and never played the documentary. So I'm like, nigga, you.
That just goes to show you his character, man. So,
But more importantly, the character of that audience. How are y'all over there happy that a nigga telling you at 60 years old, he stole money from a single father that was paying him to show a documentary on diabetes, and he hid the documentary from an audience that 60% of those people have diabetes. Yo, 60% of those niggas got diabetes that's watching the video saying, yeah, that's right, sir. I'm like, wait, yeah, that's right. This nigga's a thief. He's like, yeah, and I took the money and I didn't even play that nigga video. Yeah, that's you did it, sir. Like, wait, what? So you robbing from that's food I could have put in my kid's mouth. You and your audience. So that just shows that the need for mental illness. Oh, while I got y'all here, Ben has a excerpt in book 2. Book 2 is available right now on Amazon with your excerpt in it from Rikers Island.
Okay, that's what's up. Make sure you get it. Make sure you read that. Nice little insight as to how mental health, crime, how it all stems from the household. And when you see it in the actual institution, you're able to assess it. And what's not taking place is the proper correction. So when these folks come home, they are rehabilitated people. They're going in one way and they're coming out worse. They're coming out worse. They're coming out more deprived of civilization, straight up. So we got our hands full to top it off. You know, we battling mental health and what do you call it? Sexually deviant behavior with children, man. So, you know, we got our work cut out for us, man. I'm in here putting some work together now, Doc. I'm gonna let you get back. What platform you on right now?
American Healer. And I don't know what he exposed about Queen's Throne, but you know, I might have had a little crush on Queen's Throne, and she might have hurt my feelings a little bit. So I might have dissed Queen's Throne. So what?
Yo, it's not.
That's a man. Listen, hold on, but that's a man and a woman. Nobody was putting nothing in my anus, though. The fuck?
That whole scenario that he mentioned about his.
Yo, this nigga's crazy.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Anyway, man, that's epic. But that's what it is, though. It's divide and conquer. I think that the combination of us is so strong that he went to get us to flip on you first with the Ben expose. That didn't work. We came back stronger, and now it's okay. Well, I'm gonna expose Inky and see if we could break them down this way.
Yeah, that don't work. That don't work. That's bullshit. That's child's play. That's child's play. We know what we're doing.
He tried that with Hocus. Hocus hit me right up. Like,
let's keep it a buck. When you and I, like you said, had our little fake falling out, it's called love them from a distance. You know what I mean? I ain't never lost no love or respect for you. You know what I mean? I know everybody going through shit. You know what I mean? We just coming out of that pandemic. Everybody's money was funny.
well, also, you know what? I didn't know what you was doing at the time. Remember, I just kind of was in my feelings a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I can admit that I was a little, but I didn't know. Wait. I didn't know that you was on Rikers Island at the time working with the troubled youth until later on you explained it.
And let me say in regards to that the reason why I'm on the island is because we had to get back. We came off of a 2-year shutdown. The country was shut down for 2 years. No movement. Fortune 500 companies went out of business. Knock it off. You know what I mean? So we had to get back to work. And I said, you know what? I always got to do something productive, positive, try to give back, help out the people. And when I saw that opportunity, I took it. And yes, I made a tremendous impact, I feel, on Rikers Island. I know if you go on the island and you ask some brothers about Ben Diesel, they're going to tell you that that brother was real. I learned a lot from that brother. You know what I mean? So make sure you get that book, Melanin versus Diabetes, Part 2. Is that the right book, or is it?
Yep, that's it. Book 2. Yep, it's up right now. Hell yeah, yeah, it's on Amazon.
All right. You know, I'm definitely got to get my copy now.
Yeah, I got up excited. Matter of fact, you didn't see the fight last night?
Yo, listen, I called him. My brother wants some money on it because he asked me a week ago.
That's what I was watching last night. Everybody, all kind of people. All right. Well, he confirmed that he sent the money, and Sa still has to answer. But my issue is that he called Sa a pedophile publicly, and after he did that, he sent Sa some money. And not only he called Sa a pedophile, he said we need to boycott his page. That's my issue. You know, it's just keeping it real. But everything about Sa, you know, Sa is still a sucker, still defending the child molesters and all that, you know.
So what about Sa saying that you know, he ain't gonna mess with Polite no more or whatever? Because what I need you to understand is, and I'm not caping for nobody.
Yeah.
But okay, me and Inky were doing Rabbits Got the Gun. And then, you know, that kind of fell through or whatever because his channel got strucken down, and so did Rabbits Got the Gun by Sonetta. So then he kind of disappeared, and me and him got into it or whatever. So we did a live stream where we had talked about, the rabbits got the gun was over. And then also I had documented when he had went over there to Sarnetta's. Now, I don't think he should have went over there to Sarnetta's to do a promo, but I can't control none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I do understand. Like, I'd be lying if I didn't, but I wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? I guess.
Right. I
But the
understand it
fact
though.
that
Wait.
right.
Oh,
So it's
sorry.
not like,
Sorry.
yeah. So like I feel like Sonetta didn't like some of the, how people delete certain messages and stuff and then show you a thread. You know what I mean? At the time I had disrespected Inky. I called him out his name pretty bad in a live stream. That's the one video that's not up because I did take it down. And in retaliation, he had ran over to Sonetta, in my opinion, and decided to do business with him under the pretext that Sonetta wasn't dealing with Polite no more. Now, I get what you're saying, Shaka. I totally get what you're saying, and I'm going to respect your opinion. And again, I'm not caping. I'm just trying to bring you the
I understand.
information
I understand,
because you
sister.
were looking for a response.
Uh-huh.
And I know what happened, so I'd be bogus if I just didn't say nothing. I would
I
say something if
appreciate
it
that.
was Tar, you, or B. Bennett.
Yeah, I appreciate that, sister. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yo,
That's what's
Shaka. I actually I again, like Queen Strong said, of course, I don't like the fact that anybody would go back, right, to a place. I mean, it is interesting. Like you say, don't go to his panel. You call him
boycott
a pedo,
his
essentially.
page.
Right. Yeah. But exactly. Now, I also, from my perspective, where I sit, where I stand, right, that's difficult to reconcile. But on the flip side of it, right, there's I like the fact that he responded. Number one, I mean, we can't say he didn't respond. He responded, but the thing that hits me the most about this is that all the things that Sonetta said about him, those can be flipped around on Sonetta. Sonetta accepted the money, and he's the one getting called the pedophile. You know what I'm
And
saying? And
Sonetta
he accepted the
also,
money. What the?
yeah, he
Where
also
does that
didn't even
happen?
follow through
Like,
with what the money was for promotion. It wasn't just because, like,
right, it's
if you
business in
send
Inky's
somebody
mind.
a donation or something, yeah, it was for business. That's what Inky does.
And so
What I'm
Inky's
saying.
got to he's got to reconcile putting time in on a platform with people, and now he's broken off from that platform, but he can still use that platform to promote something that's good for the community. He's got to reconcile the fact that Sonetta has all those followers, and a lot of people do that day to day. Now that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate, but that's the reality. That's the reality, actually. But on the other thing that really stands out to me is that Ben and Inky, they're New Yorkers. They know Sonetta personally. They know him. And two of his homeboys is pointing him out. Two of his homeboys. And I'm just going to tell you on that note, myself, I kind of like would back up from that. That's like a red, in my mind, a red flag, like, because it's like when you got two of your homies from your own town, from your, and they saying these things about you, that's hard to just, in my mind, that's hard to find. That's hard to find. And their explanation, you didn't see them screaming, you didn't see them shimmering and shammering, none of that stuff. You just saw them come out. To me, it makes rational sense what he's saying, but it's hard because we're not there. I'm not in New York. I don't have to do. I didn't put 10 years of my life in with Polite and Sonetta and House Consciousness. I didn't grow up in Harlem, so it's not my call necessarily. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not really my call to say how they should go about doing their stuff. I know I wouldn't necessarily do it that way, but then again, I'm not in that same situation. So I'm happy that Inky spoke up, and I do agree. I think a lot of it is bullshit and distractions. Like, his reasoning for bringing it out, like I said before, anybody, and my personal view is anybody in their right mind that thinks Sonetta can be trusted for anything that he does, it just hasn't been paying attention. So whatever the reasoning is, I can't even trust. I can't even trust anything about it. To me, it's all the worse. If he did it, it's he's doing it for the manipulative reasons, not for any good reason. So on that one, I would say it. But I'm happy that Inky spoke out. I mean, you said speak out, and he spoke out. Oh, that's the other thing, Shaka. We assumed that he pulled it down, but he's saying it was taken down because of the
It
copyright thing.
was. I got
So that
proof.
means he didn't pull it down, pretty much. I mean, yeah, my overall energy from Inky is that he's pretty rational, and he's not happy to be in the situation either. He don't seem happy, but he seemed more or less responsible. And also Ben seemed like they seem pretty responsible, bro. That's my now you don't have to believe me. Nobody should just believe me, and nobody should take my opinion to be more than my opinion. You know what I mean? But that's my general feeling of it. Having heard and listened to what they said, so I'm cool with it.
The
Well,
when
go
I
ahead.
went and clicked on the video, it said this video contains content from Paramount Global Events, who has blocked it on copyright grounds. So that's the YouTube version, and we just saw the Facebook. Again, he will be on my panel like Wednesday or Friday. I'm not finna jump to what Sonnet is talking about. Like I said, Tar, I've been trying to, get him spotlighted on my panel and stuff like that on my channel, and I edited the video, so I'm not gonna prolong that anymore. Sonnet wants us to like just respond to him, and I don't work for him. I work for the
Yeah,
people.
yeah. I mean, you see the stream that I did. Like hey, you're gonna deflect, like what I'm saying. But the thing is that Enki called out Polite then, and after that he got back with Polite, and he said that Polite bought him a house. Now, I found out that after he called Sanada a pedophile and said we need to boycott his page, he went back over there. Now it was business. I understand that. That
Polite,
was
what
said.
house did Polite buy anybody? Polite got
Oh, but
evicted from an
Yeah.
apartment.
no,
He don't
no,
have
no,
no
but check, no,
house.
but check this out. They were together on tape. They were together on tape,
Yeah,
and
like
and and
8 years
and
ago.
yeah. But I'm just saying that Enki went publicly against Polite, and after that they were together. And he actually apologized to Polite on the radio as well. But they were together on tape, and then it was said that Polite bought him a house. You know what I'm saying? They were together. But Enki didn't say no, he didn't buy me a house. You know what I'm saying? So that was then. That was then.
That don't
But
even
now,
make sense, brother. For real, with
uh,
respect, but it doesn't.
what is it that doesn't make sense, sister?
That he called him out, but Polite didn't even like what happened 8 years ago to where he would have called him out and then bought him a house. Like that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, well, maybe you didn't see the video, sister. But Enki and Polite were together.
I'm
And
aware that they were together 8 years ago, but
no,
these
no, no, no,
accusations didn't come out 8 years ago.
no. I
Not even
understand, sister.
Renentech came out 8 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah. But hear me out, sister. All I'm saying is facts. You can ask Enki; he will confirm that. Enki called that Polite, said some stuff about Polite, doing wrong, doing people wrong, all that. And then they reconciled and they were together on tape. And Polite said, or Enki said that Polite bought him a house. I think Polite said it and Enki said it too. You know what I'm saying? So that was then. Now, for a second occasion, he called somebody out and then he did business with the dude to send him money. So me, I'm like, the best thing Enki can do is to go in on stuff and reveal and expose whatever he can reveal. But I don't need to repeat myself about what I said previously. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let that be a deflection. I'm not planning on, what I'm saying, aiming at the wrong target. You know, the
Yeah, it's
target
in a way
is
it's
to have
just
the
because
consciousness.
they've been associated. Yeah, they've been associated. So Inky, in a sense, has that difficulty to overcome. Just he's been associated with them. So, but the fact that he's been associated with him, I don't my view of it is that, not to cut you off, brother, but my I'm sorry about that. But my view of it is that we can't expect him to overcome all those years of associating with him, because the thing about it is that there are so many complexities in there. We don't even know if it's even true about the house. Why? Because them cats lied. They lie. Polite is a liar.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but they were together though. You know, if it wasn't true,
Yeah,
he could have said, "Oh, that's not true." But you see, the reason why I'm saying this is that, I have no guarantee that next
right.
week or next month he may be cool with the guy again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So that
that's
being
what I mean
said,
by the complexity. That
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's also that's also not only is that a complexity in behavior that they share, but that's a difficult thing that's not advisable for anyone to do because you can see how complex it is now to go back and figure out one thing from the other. That's why you don't ever want to vacillate on these things. That's not a good look.
See,
Vacillating
I'm
or
not
whatever.
understanding something because, like, uh, it doesn't really make sense at this point because the main focus should be Sonetta and how he's riding with him. The whole
Yeah.
2 years that this case has been going on, Inky has not publicly represented or supported or anything like that. I don't know what he do in his personal life. I never met Inky personally.
Mm.
But
Right.
but then you got Sonetta who is like if and playing all these little games
Yeah,
with
he's been defending Polite.
Polite
His shit's
Yeah,
obvious.
charges or
His shit's
whatever.
yeah,
obvious.
he's been
He
defending
can't.
Polite.
And I'm telling you right now, Polite ain't never owned no property. The house that Inky has now, the house that Inky got now, that ain't have nothing to do with
Oh, I agree
Polite.
with you,
He ain't
sister.
been
I,
around
I, I,
Polite
I
in the
agree,
last
sister.
8 years.
I agree with you, sister, on that. But I was just talking about back then, whether it was true what he said or not. Anki was with Polite, was in agreement with Polite, but that was then. See, once again, Anki, the best thing he can do, in my opinion, is to keep on, banging on Sa and those child molesters and those scammers. You know what I'm saying? But
But I
I
feel
mean,
like we already knew that he was cool with Polite beforehand.
Right.
Before this
no,
event
no, no,
already happened, we already knew that he
yeah,
was
yeah,
before.
yeah. But Chetty said, sister, the only reason I mentioned that is just to say that he outed Polite. He called out Polite, and then he went back to him. Now he called out Sanetta as well. Then
Didn't
what's
go
good
back
again?
to what did he call Polite out for? Let's start there.
Well, that was a while back, but I
It
believe he talked
wasn't for
about
no
scamming.
molestation because there
No,
was
no,
no
no, 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 no,
molestation
no,
at
no,
this
no, no,
time.
no molestation, but scamming and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And it may look like a pattern, like like I said, I have no guarantee. Whether the house is true or not. He was, he returned. He was cool with the dude, but then again, like that's my stance. I know the target. The target is Sanetta and the House of Consciousness. Why? Because they have been defending rapists and child molesters and scammers for years. That I know. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm saying the best thing Yankee can do is continue. You know what I'm saying? To focus on that target. You know what I'm saying?
Right, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, and I can't control how you feel about anything or whatever, and I'm not
Yeah.
trying to. You know what I'm saying?
I
At
know,
the end of
sister.
the
I
day,
appreciate that. I
I don't
appreciate it.
like that. Him and Inky or even Sonetta was friends and all this and that either. You know what I mean? But we can't go back 8 years.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
But with Enki and Sa, that was last year. That was
No,
after,
I'm aware of
yeah,
that, and
yeah,
I just
yeah,
explained
yeah,
that. That's
yeah.
because that's what Sonetta does.
But I
Sonetta was
understand the
trying to
context, though. I understand the
Sonetta was
context.
trying to
Yeah.
build a wedge between me and Inky, and it finally
Yeah.
happened. And
He's
Yeah.
then
doing
he
tactical shit.
rushed in.
Sarnetta.
I
Why
mean,
he
he
wait so
had,
long?
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So
And
petty.
I want to
So petty.
remind you guys that he claimed that Sonetta claimed that I asked to see his peen, and I
Yeah.
asked him to
That's a
show
lie.
proof, and he never could.
Yeah, that's a lie. He lies a
Plus, in
lot.
my
I know.
opinion,
Yeah.
those text messages, some of them look mighty odd with the first video towards the end. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah, well, indeed, the date should show if it's not the current year. I mean, the year should show if it's not the current year. And on those texts, we don't see. But my main focus, my main issue really was the cash app. That was my main,
No,
issue.
I
Like,
get that.
yeah,
I was
and I appreciate you explaining the context. At that time, you were beefing, so it's possible, sir. It's possible that Sal reached to Enki and said, "Oh, let's be cool again, whatever, blah 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 blah." You know what I'm saying? But then again,
We don't know the phone
I'm
calls. We don't know
yeah,
what
yeah,
phone
Yeah,
calls
and
they
I'm
exactly,
not
had
saying
together
exactly.
that it
either.
was all Sonetta either. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? The
yeah,
the situation had already arose. It was heated between me and him. We were like, "Fuck you," then "Fuck you too." Then you know what I mean? So, bam, and that happens a lot. People, that just happens. But
yeah,
I'm
because you
good.
know,
I would never run back to around Sarnetta or anything like that. Like
yeah,
I have, certain things,
yeah,
but I'm not in Inky's position.
of
What I'm
course, of
saying.
course,
So
yeah,
I don't know. And I don't
yeah,
know what's in his brain. So
yeah, because you know, it's safe to say that I have not banged on Enki, you know, but I want
oh
you to
no,
know,
yeah, you're right. You're right.
I
No, I'm
want you
just
to know,
picking your
yeah,
brain, just seeing where you're at regardless. If you threw Inky out on the freeway, you know what I'm saying? Like metaphorically or whatever, I would have
well,
to respect your opinion because it's your opinion.
yeah,
You know
well,
what
you
I'm
know,
saying?
like, you know, like I really wanted to know, and I know there was a confirmation from Enki when it comes to the cash app. You know, he did that for the business or whatever. He got finished, you know, because Sarah removed the stuff. But you know, so hopefully he learned his lesson, and then something like that will not happen again. You know, so as long as he bangs on Sa, hey, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to be cautious. You know, I'm being diplomatic. You know what I'm saying? You
And
know.
you
had
should
something
be. And you
I
should
wanted
be.
to speak on.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what's up, Tom? Feel free.
No, I said I just wanted to put my 9 cents in,
Yes.
and you know, I've been like I said before. My message is pretty much the same because of the deepness of betrayal amongst people in different groups, and you know the opposites of nature. Well, you got one side is positive, one side is negative. Sometimes you have, you know, double agents, triple agents, people switch sides, whatever. And I looked at it, and like I said, this is everything is can be a teaching moment if you know how to look at it. Me personally, and again, I try to. I think we all should strive for higher bars as best as we can. All of us are different. We're made of different things. Our genetics are different. Some of us, you know, have some great background. Some of us got some good parents, like V. Bennett. He had some astounding parents that laid a foundation that created him to be in their image and likeness. My parents wasn't into that stuff that his parents was in. You know, my parents was split. You know, mother's strong. She been around, and I took a lot from her when it came to like studying and reading. So in this case, I think I heard what Inky said, but it's still to me there's justification because it's not his responsibility. He's not a savior, number one, and it doesn't matter what Sarnetta audience it is. These people made certain choices, and however that happened, that's on them. That like I said, that's a to me that's a justification, and everything that went on, and you have to take that seriously. There's no way I know we wouldn't. And Inky is not a dumb person. All right. So nobody, I'm not finna, and I'm looking at everything that's involved because I've been around these people. I've seen them in the flesh. You know, I sat down with all these little meetings in New York and all of the debates and all that stuff. And we have to use what we can go by. Like we all been watching each other. We all can say at least us four here can verify from our actions and what we've seen that we take what we do seriously. All right. Granted, everybody makes mistakes, but I don't see this as a mistake. I just see this as he feels it's okay to bang on somebody who needs to be banged on, but then separate that and say, okay, well, this is on business. You can't see if we all together, that means we not unified in the way we need to be unified. Because if I go off and do something and it sets y'all off, you see what I'm saying? Then we shouldn't have to come here. We should be able to have a certain standard that we all agree to. And when we don't do that, this is the type of thing that happens. The same way other people sit down in they little rooms and war rooms and politics and all that, they bang out certain things and everybody have to follow a certain standard. Me, that'll never be cool. That's like me. I'm banging on Dr. York, and then next thing y'all see me on a phone call talking to Dr. York. That don't make no sense because the line is drawn. Enemy friends. That's simple and plain. So in his mind, either side's an enemy, it's no frenemies. I don't do frenemies. So if that's what he want to do, that's on him. I just don't want to be associated that with anybody. Now it's different. Like with Queen Stones, she allowing her platform where, okay, Saul want to come in. She knows how to, okay, we're going to address X, Y, and Z. It ain't no backyard boogie stuff going on. And it's no justification. I'm not accepting that. That's all I'm saying. And I ain't got no negative energy toward anybody on the panel that feel like he was cool or you should give him another. That stuff, that's me. I'm just not accepting that. And there's just too many games that's being played and people going back and forth. This is how stuff gets started. It's why people can come out, oh, look, I forgot I had these messages over here. That's because people ain't drawing a line in the sand and stand over there. Had he stuck to his guns, this wouldn't be a conversation. This is creating extra work that we, this is the extra files nobody should want to be dealing with. Like, you see what I'm saying? That's all. Go ahead.
So you don't want to move forward. You don't want to move forward with that behavior. You don't want to move forward with that behavior because it's like me too. I have that same kind of feeling. Like I don't like. We've seen this before though. We've seen this now with Inky. Apparently, that was a couple years ago. This kind of decision he made. But we've seen this stuff yesterday. We've seen this stuff happening currently where people try to justify it as normal currently. And I agree with Tar with that. It's like, that's where I separate right there because I am from where I'm from. And those things create complications where people lose their lives. Really, every day. You can't have that kind of thing on the street where people questioning like, okay, was you with this one or was you with that one? And what's going on here? Like, whoa, that don't exist.
And it's creating extra fuel for the opposition that we should. This is dumb. Like I keep telling y'all, Sarnetta got two things he like to deal with: making sexual allegations and trying to dirty people up on your character. That what Inky did is allowing Sarnetta to get more bullets for character assassination. We trying to stick to the facts. We're not trying to assassinate your character. We just reaffirming and re-identifying your character. And this is how you are. You're hiding under knowledge, and we're stripping that off. We don't need people on our side going behind the scenes doing X, Y, and Z, and then saying, "What? Nah, that's that right there." No, and we have to understand that we all have to have some type of unification method to understand that this stuff you just don't do. I don't think he was being slick, but at the same time, it looked like that. And the whole thing is, and we have to get to a point where we need to be able to come to each other and feel and let that down. I don't feel like I can't come to Shaka and talk to him and say, I think I may need your opinion on this. We should be able to do that to each other and not make it executive decisions like this. Now, if this was not how it was, then that'll be on him and Sarnetta. See, Sarnetta, and he used to, that's his people. They, that's the way.
And that's how they play.
Right, they do
that's
that.
What I mean. Exactly.
But also, I do want to throw in there, I ain't like writing nothing down, but so it wasn't only Sarnetta that was paid for promoting the documentary or promotions for Enki. It was
other people.
Like Killer Priest and you know what I'm saying, Crumb TV and some other people that in hindsight I feel like, he regrets. The only reason why I'm not like so, oh my God, like surprised is because I've already been through this with him. You know what I mean? This happened last year. It's just the receipts, the quote unquote receipts on Sarnetta's behalf has come out now. But I respect and I feel where each of y'all guys are coming from. But what hit me the hardest was what Tar had to say. Because I play for keeps. Like this ain't no game to me. You know what I mean? And
me, what I'm being diplomatic, like, let's say it was a bad move. It was last year. It was a mistake. He can make up for that, he can make up for that. And we have to remain focused and solid, You know, yeah, we have to be focused and solid. You know what I'm saying? He can really make up for that. Like that's why, in my opinion, you know, he needs to clap back for that. Like, you know, because if it's war, it's war.
I mean, he
If
clapped
somebody,
back last time too. He just responded on my page a
yeah.
day ago, not making no, you know,
Oh no, I
again,
understand you,
I
sister,
know
but you know,
it
like,
kind of feel like I'm making excuses,
no, I don't see it that way, sister, because
but
you know the
he is
content.
going to be on my panel.
Yeah.
Like I just kind of put my foot down, like, no, we getting Tar's thing done today. We got crypto roots done, the
Mhm.
first part, and then so my next time going live would be Wednesday or Friday. So it could be a possibility that he hits the link tomorrow and you guys can ask him these questions and talk to him or
Well,
whatever you guys want
He
to
should
do.
pop
I
on.
yeah,
still rock with it.
yeah. Yeah. I had my
But this
answers to this.
this cannot happen again. Like this
Yeah,
cannot
yeah.
happen
There it is.
again.
There,
Like
there it is.
period.
Right.
There it is. In
Yeah,
other
he's a
words,
That's a
grown
yeah,
done
man.
deal.
You know,
yeah.
he's grown. We all grown. It's just that I take this seriously because again, you can build your reputation up for years in one mistake, and sometimes it could be somebody in your company that does something. I'm not finna do that. That's one thing I'm not finna do. I'm not finna spend my time arguing about what somebody else did. That when I'm looking at it, like, do we understand what we're doing here? That's the thing. We all here because of wrongdoings on so many levels, like you said, that, but we don't need people sitting here and we making it easy for them. He's gonna go down regardless. Saw going down, he knows it. The gravity is
He
pulling.
knows.
We
He knows.
already know that. We see it on the
Yeah,
horizon. I'm just
yeah.
saying that we need to tighten it up and really respect it and be careful on how we do business um with what we're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? We doing this for the love,
Yeah.
the honor and the respect for the victims, the survivors, people who didn't make it. I want to say thank you, Queen's Throne, for doing that for crypto, because I've been, you know, riding for him ever since it happened. Me and him used to be in contact a lot after the stuff happened. And so, you know, I always, when I thought about it, I just say RP Crypto Roots, and like I said, we got that clip when he saw Netta and Polite was blocking, talking about they didn't know who Crypto was and all that, and we've been really fighting this war, and now it's out there. So it was good seeing him again, but I felt bad because I knew how depressed he was, and I think that contributed to his health declining because of the stress of him realizing, like somebody put in the chat, he had $100,000, but that was 5 million in pesos where he was at. And I know that messed him up. Like he said, he had a brand new baby on the way. He was in another country, and it took a lot because he couldn't travel back and forth to America to keep those court proceedings. And I think he even missed one, and then it just made it long and longer and whatever else, you know, that happened. But Sonetta, that dude, death is on Sonetta too, because Sonetta protected Polite from
Yes.
a lot of things, and he
And
didn't.
Garfield
He
too.
could have took him down. And this is what I mean. So when Inky and them doing stuff like this, I remember this. You understand? This is not an isolated incident. Understand, you dealing with a black demon, all right, who has created so many avenues of problems that has impacted our people. That's why look at us now. We got two groups online that's arguing and taking sides like this. To Sonetta, this is a debate. He don't see this as right and wrong. He see this as this is debate. I'm gonna keep Polite videos up. I'm gonna keep getting his YouTube checks. He don't care. So we have to understand that. Take everything in totality. All right. Sonetta represent, he helped people that went out and harmed us. One guy, he done caused a physical death of his health through depression. Women done lost their houses, and like Sonetta said, you done rob from babies. So we need to take that serious. I do. So I don't have you'll never see me on the phone talking to this fool about nothing. That's the bar I hold up to myself.
Period.
We should feel the same. Think about all the people he's harmed, and that's why we have to hold each other to a high standard. If I fail, I expect that from my circle to say, "Yo, Tar, that wasn't a good look for you and for all of us." That's how I'm taking that serious. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying people can't get back up, but I'm not with that, man. I've worked too hard against people like this, and even him against the people he's put out there. Sleepless. Look at us. We all look how dedicated we are. We up late. I gotta go to work in a couple of hours, but I'm still woke.
Man, me too.
I got a
Yeah.
video I'm finna put up tonight that y'all definitely gonna want to see this here. This is called Dr. York's confused stance on homo promo. What do y'all see this? Yeah, I'm going
Putting it up to like after we done with here. You saying?
Huh?
You putting it up after we done here?
Yeah, it's getting ready now. I'm making it now. I'm just waiting for it to get through process, and then I'm gonna put it up on my channel. Please take it and do what you will, because
I did the editing for the other one. If I get time, like between when I get off of work to
Right.
when the live or whatever. But I know your videos aren't long, so I'll probably be
I
able
keep
to.
them short for this type of stuff. Yeah.
But
So
yeah, I'll definitely promote it and stuff like that. Tar like editing the videos and stuff like that. Recently is bomb, and I threw in the Moof Kazoo and the child. It's gonna be crazy. So the
I
edit
can't wait to
tomorrow is
see
an
it.
hour. Yeah, it's an hour and 49 minutes.
Good.
And a little bit extra, so it's gonna be good.
And I want to tell everybody, once again, this is a teaching, moment, and like Tar said, it doesn't say that anybody can get back up. But you see, I'm not telling that people should be like an open book. We don't need to know about your intimate life and all that, favorite position, stuff like that. But if you used to rock with a dude, you might as well say, oh, by the way, this happened. Because for example, if Enki would have said, oh, I sent him money, I wanted him to advertise. So I couldn't have used that like a weapon and stuff like that. I was just learning. That stuff took place last year, but I learned it like yesterday. So I'm like, oh, what's up with that? Maybe he's lying. I would like to hear from the brother. Now, okay, I understand the context of the situation. So, hey,
I think you did right though with your earlier video. I think that it was valid. You wanted an understanding of the situation. You know what I mean? And I think this is a teachable moment. And I like the way that, it's not like people are falling out, over this situation. We join the heads and figuring out what each is gonna do from here or whatever. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I'm rocking with the team. It is what it is because these people have to be exposed for what's going on.
That's the main focus. That's the main focus.
In my opinion, if Enki or anybody like do something like that again, I'm done with them.
That goes without saying. That goes without saying.
I'm good.
That goes without saying. Indeed, we can make mistakes.
But
I make mistakes in my life. Yeah, what I'm saying. But we're supposed to know mistakes.
Yeah, but it's interesting. What I like the most is that Sonetta did what he did, and we all know why he did what he did for his own particular reason. It don't matter what it is. It's for him. It's for him, right?
He's under pressure.
But the other thing is like how a person responds, and I like how Inky responded. So it was just very clear and fast. It was immediate. As soon as pretty much it was faster than we even knew.
Yeah, I didn't expect it at all.
So yeah, I missed it. I was like looking, and then the shit wasn't there no more.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like later on, or And again, I talked to him and I voiced a lot of my concerns, like everything pretty much that you guys had stated. I also let him know that I didn't kind of appreciate how he edited, because what happened was I had the clip of Saw talking about when he was allegedly abused, which he talks about. He's claiming that didn't happen. Anyway, and I sent it to Inky unlisted. Inky edited it and stopped it at the back side or whatever portion or whatever. And I had told him that I don't think that was appropriate. But in my video, I had shown the whole thing.
The whole thing.
You know what I mean? And we had, back and forth about that. But
I hear you, sister. You see, Enki, he had a humor touch. And that worked because Sa was really hurt about these things. And then Sa revealed that stuff. So, we got to know that. And we know now that Sa would accept money from somebody who publicly called him a pedophile. So that makes Sa even fouler than anybody else he's trying to portray as somebody foul. That's for the record. So, what he tried to do didn't work because we're still gonna bang on the falsehood, on the scamming, on the molesters, the predators, and the rapists. So it was like a temporary, like a few hours of just a little bit less pressure on his neck, but he's gonna
Yeah.
be back.
I mean, but Sonetta has a track record for being disrespected by people and then taking them back.
Yeah,
we're not just
exactly.
talking about like F you or be quiet or,
Mm.
yelling at him or whatever. Like people coming for his wife, people coming for his mother, this, that, and the fifth. And they be some of the same dudes that are on his panel now today.
Yeah.
So that is concerning. I feel like, Sonetta is desperate and he kind of will just accept
He is.
whoever.
He is desperate. I agree.
I mean, and you know what? Think about this. This is what's so weird too, because you could find all that information in the past. You could find the text messages. You could find this, right? But if you're accepting money from someone that calls you a pedo, then don't you want to also show the person's retraction from calling you a pedo? I mean,
Exactly. And
where is the
look,
retraction?
when
You know,
they
it's like
when I seen that Enki was on his panel after we had fell out, it was like a month or two down the line or whatever. I had even stated that because I, gave my commentary on the video. And I had stated that it's just mighty odd that when the live stream started, there was no mention of the beef. There was no anything like that. You know what I mean? So in my mind, I already kind of knew that it was business orientated, but I would have never did that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? In my opinion, like we can beef all day. It could be F you Tar, F you Shaka, whatever, but I'm not finna go with the ops. You know what I mean? It is what
Yeah.
it is.
And that's the main lesson. Like we have to be fair. There was somebody that actually revealed that that person was on the phone with Filthy Frankie, otherwise saying F Sanetta and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so we have to be fair. And once again, we're not infallible. And if you don't want to say certain stuff on the air, if you have some comrades, it doesn't mean friends. Comrades is not the same. Like a common purpose, a common goal. You may want to say, "Oh, by the way, back then I did this, I did that." So then stuff don't come out as a surprise. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, hey, the focus is to bang on the House of Consciousness because they have been supporting and defending rapists, child molesters, and scammers. You know what I'm saying? And Sal, we're waiting for you to tell us the age of your girl who was molested by the ISUPK member. You're not off the hook, sir. You ain't won nothing. You try to deflect, and as usual, it didn't work.
And do we know anything about who Captain Tazariak, the name of this person that Captain Tazariak is sending this money to?
Nobody's telling us the name, but Tazariak's government name is on his Instagram page. But the dude, according to Chris MVP Harris, the dude is his cousin, but cousins don't necessarily have the same family name, So really what I would like to know is the age of the girl when she was molested and the age of the dude, because I don't think they're gonna say he was, a teenager. But I asked people, so people are asking around to find out the name of the dude, so we may find out somehow, some way. But I think Polite will sing and Polite will probably give a lot of info and they're gonna snitch on each other. I really expected them to start telling on each other after the sentencing of Polite, but it's even better because they started singing before. So the HOK is going down. I mean, Sa, you know it. Deep inside, you know it. The HOK is going down. And it's your fault because you allowed that on your panel. You knew that Polite was robbing for women and children. You knew about Polite and the underage girl because you talked about it. You called him baby or Dr. York. You know about all these other molesters that I played early on. It's your fault. You cannot blame anybody else. You cannot blame Polite. You cannot blame Frenchie. You cannot blame anybody else but yourself. It was your decision. So you're going down, sir. Your platform is going down. You have to come to terms. You have to come to terms with that. And you see your little threat about sharing my personal information didn't shake me one bit. Didn't shake me one bit. You didn't have no copyright claim on your video. You didn't have no plea. You didn't have no plea from me.
And he's sitting over there playing Killer B and trying to
Oh,
weaponize Killer B.
bro. I'm sorry, Tar. I'd rather give that dude the silent treatment because that's what he deserves. Because once again, I want to say it again. When he told me live on air that he had a situation with the Queen's Throne, I was like, yo, hold up. You know what I'm saying? That's a good sister. Let me try. And I'm in here hollering at the sister, saying, is there any way you can be cool or at least cordial?
But there was, stop saying that, Shaka, because there was no situation. The man hit my panel and somebody else was trying to expose him allegedly for pedophilia. And then the man got mad because I asked him a couple of questions and then I kicked him off my panel. It wasn't no big deal. But he went
Yeah, I
on
know.
his page that night. There's not a
Yeah, I know.
history between me and him or nothing.
I
Like,
agree. I agree.
yeah.
But the reason I'm saying that because I heard the convo, you're just asking a question. Why don't you didn't you molest a child? Why didn't you accuse molestation? He said no, and you spoke for a good while. Nobody shouting. Then eventually he was kicked out of the panel. So he felt some type of way. And as I'm trying, the dude is like, and he showed the emails. I don't appreciate that he showed the emails, but I have nothing to hide really. But even the email proves that when he called you names on the email, said, please stop calling her names. I'm trying and all that. He sent me so many emails. And then he goes and make a lashing. And when I found out about it, I said, well, sister, forget about it. He just made a lashing about you. Then I told him, look, man, you make me look crazy. Next time, at least tell me. Because I'm here trying. And he's like, oh, I am mad at you, blah, 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 blah. So I would give him the
I
silent
wouldn't even
treatment.
know what
Because
he's over there saying because I don't watch
No,
it.
I'm just saying that the fact
yeah.
that Nepal took $6,000 and ran over to that dude, and then you using this guy to shoot at everybody. I'm like, it make sense. That's all.
Oh
I'm
no,
saying.
you're
Like,
talking about Killer Priest or that.
I think he said Killer B, whoever he was playing tonight after the debate.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
that's
it was
the dude
Killer
that
B.
Shaka's talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. That I'd rather give him the silent treatment. I was cool with him because he's speaking out against the molestation. Now I didn't call him names. You know what I'm saying? He can do his thing. When he live streams, he has like 5 people watching, sometimes 2 people watching. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to make fun of it. We all start when we start. You know what I'm saying? But he should be going in on Sa, not on me. You know what I'm saying? He should not make, but he can do what he wants. He's free. It's a free country. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been saying, that's just the way it is. But I'd rather give him the silent treatment. You know what I'm saying? So he can do his thing. He can do his thing.
Well, he said one thing. He said he don't care about none of this Black Power stuff. So I didn't see the point of he keep playing it. But like I said, Sa don't care. He'll use anything that he can. That's what I'm saying. He just throwing anything at the wall instead of looking at this. The war we in is you don't stand for nothing righteous. You don't care about whatever positivity that Kemet produced to the world or any part of Africa. You like beating up on the Bible, disrespecting people. You like talking about sex. You like inventing sexual acts on and putting them on people. There's no proof when you the guilty party and all that stuff. That's what he's at. We just trying to remind you this is who you are. We your mirror, and we're teaching facts, and we stand for something. Ain't nobody saying that we know better than other people, but we do have a line when it comes to sexual deviancy, as far as I'm concerned, with everybody on here, and unless something changes. But the point is, that's what a line should be drawn. Everybody else is just sitting on the outside looking in, thinking it's a joke, but it's not. So, but yeah.
And that's what's up.
Well,
But
what I saw from
go
Sa
ahead, sister.
is he seems, I'm sorry, he seems very nervous. Like Tar
Yeah.
said, he's just throwing things at the wall.
Yeah.
He had stated in there that dude that was mentioned earlier, is a troll and this, that, and the fifth, and then he's playing his stuff. See, Sa has no backbone. He has no dignity. I mean, I could go on and on, but that's the difference between us and what he's doing. Our side is different.
Yeah.
But things happen or whatever. It's just how you come together and decide from there, and I'm all with being humble. I mean, I could turn up too, but being humble and chill and being realistic, honest to things like that.
Yeah, Sa doesn't phase us. He is indeed desperate. He is desperate, and it is what it is. So really, I want to thank you all, for coming through. I appreciate that. I mean, we going against a machine. You know, just us against the machine, you know, and we've been standing firm, and now they be talking about the stuff we've been talking about, but Sai is still defending it. Now, Sai, we want to know how old the girl was who was molested by the ICPK member, and we don't need you to wait. You don't need to wait to put up this reports of molestation. Why did you say Robom's name and Garfield's name? What are you insinuating? Because it could be interpreted as you accusing them of having molested. And Judas Nasty has accused them, and they had no get back. It's strange. So stop protecting the molesters. Stop protecting the molesters, and at least for once in your life, tell us about this thing, and don't wait for the end of Polite's trial. We don't know how long his trial may last for. We don't know if he's on the run or if he will run, and they're gonna have to look for him and find it before the trial happens. So stop buying time and tell us, because you talked about this. You're on tape. But that being said, you know, I'm trying not to curse too much, but fuck Sanetta, fuck the House of Consciousness. It's still the same. The House of Consciousness. So thank you very much, brothers and sisters. I appreciate you being there. We're doing great. We stand on principles. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Sister Queen Stone. You have a link in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Just like it says, Queens with an S, Throne. And she has Queen's Throne TV. V Bennett also, you have his channel. I've shared the link. Tar, let me share Tar's link because I didn't share it yet. Let me share Tar's YouTube channel so you can check it. Just one moment. Tar, there it is.
Shaka, I see you out here working and things, you know.
Oh yeah, this
That's
is
what's
Tar's
up,
link.
brother.
That's what's up. Yeah, and united we strong. United we stand. You know what I'm saying? You know, we are real strong united. You know, and I love that. So thank you very much, brothers and sisters. I'm gonna make my usual closing remarks, and I'm not gonna put the outro. So stay safe, stay healthy. If I'm allowed to, by the next year, I will definitely holler back at you. I don't argue, I state facts. If you are part of this, if you are not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. If you do not think right, you will not act right. If you know better, you will do better. Do I do? Do I need to do? Hotep.